Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Finance Basics training for all club signers. I'm Sam Wigan. I'm the SGA Treasurer. We're just going to go through some basics that are for the finances of each club that's going to help you throughout the year. So as I said, I'm Sam Wigan. I'm the SGA Treasurer. You can reach out to me at the SGA Finance email seen above. And then there's also Bethany Wolf, the SGA Business Manager, who's at Bethany Wolf UVM. We both can be reached out to with any questions. There's going to be more office staff being added during the year, so we're going to have a lot more names for you guys to catch up on, a lot more resources for you throughout the year. Just a little brief recap of the SGA Finance office. You have myself and the assistant, the business manager. We're kind of the main focal point for all club signers. There's also just the office staff itself. They have a lot more responsibilities behind the scenes, keeping money kind of allocated and going through credit card and spending. Then there's the SGA Finance Committee, which consists of myself and 5 other senators. We're responsible for supplemental funding and budget allocations come next semester. Just some dates to keep on your radar. The start of the fiscal year was July 1st, so new budgets were uploaded. There will be a mandatory club signer training on September 6th. So all club signers, both club signers, president and treasurer, will be asked to be there. In November, we're going to have a budgeting workshop that's also going to be mandatory for club signers. In December, the last day of spending will be towards the end of the semester, around the 9th. And then come January, we'll have your application for budgets for next year for FY24. In February, there'll be hearings with the committee, the Finance Committee for the Senate, and then just some other dates. There'll be appeals for that. Then budgets will be submitted to the main Senate. They'll be passed. And spending will close in May for the fiscal year, and then we'll be on to FY 2024. The link down on this slide that you'll be provided will help you get to the FY23 calendar, and you can always reach out to me or anyone in the SGA Finance office for any questions on dates. So who are club signers? You have a president and treasurer that are authorized. Names could vary, but those are kind of the basics. So you are the club signer. You guys sign for everything for you guys are the only ones that can make spending requests. You're the only ones with access to your club's budgets. So, and you'll be the main focal point of talking to me and the other SGA Finance Office personnel. So we put a lot of stake in you. We put a lot on you guys, but I believe that you guys took on these positions with your clubs with the intent to carry them forward. So just some other basics. You have your 130 fund. This is your budget fund. These are funds provided by the student government through student activities fees. These allocations were determined each spring. So your previous club signers applied for these budgets. They are allocated by last year's finance committee, and they were just planned out for this year. So that's what you guys will be using this year. And then your 131 fund is funds raised by the organization. We call it your fundraised account. This fund has a lot more flexibility compared to your 130 fund, where it's budgeted for certain things throughout the year. Clubs can spend this on almost anything permitted by SGA. Funds are carried over into the next fiscal year. This just carries over every year. It's money you guys raise, so you guys get to keep it. And then a lot of this can be raised to the SGA purchase portal and will be transferred into this fund. If organizations receive a check of any kind for payment, this can be brought to the SGA Finance Office and we'll help deposit that in your fund. And then you have your 311 fund, your donation fund. This is through the UVM Foundation. There is a 5% processing fee for all donations. This would be just charitable donations from outside sources that want to make this contribution, probably not directly to your fundraise fund, but just through this donation fund, just for outside reasons that shouldn't really affect the club all too much. UVM Foundation can be contacted. You can see what they need. They can help you with. They can help you set up your purchases, and they can just be a good resource for clubs that are looking to bring in donations from outside sources. So we are bringing back fundraising this year. So based on your club signers requests from last year's for budgeting, you'll have a certain percent you have to raise. We're holding all clubs to this. If you don't reach this by the end of this year, you will be deducted from your budget for next year. So we have 5 tiers. Tier E, no budget requested, so all funds must come from fundraised. We have the tier 1, which is 50,000 plus. Tier 2, 20,000 to 50,000. Tier 3, 5,000 to 20,000, and then we have tier 4 under 5,000. So, and then those allocating percentages that clubs have to raise. SGA does provide loans for clubs. Loans may be requested in the event of any SGA organization needs an advance for an event, say something wasn't budgeted for and you need this money quickly. We can provide that money. There are a lot of restrictions and there is a set timetable. Organizations seeking loan must complete a loan request, and there are exact breakdowns, and you must meet with me and the business director, Bethany, to just plan this out and make sure everything goes smoothly. And then, as I said, loan repayment, when the total revenue is realized, the repayment of the loan will be due on the first business day following the event. For long-term events or incremental payment, the repayment schedule will be determined according to the duration of the event. This will all be worked out. This isn't something that's kind of generic. It's per club, per event. So it can be helped and help you stabilize a timetable for those. If a club does default on a loan and can't repay it, the organization's funds can be frozen. The organization can be derecognized, and this is not something we want to happen, but there are always consequences with actions. And if a club can't repay, me and the personnel within the business office might have to take these steps, and that could hurt your club long term. The overview for spending. Spending has been condensed into a one-step process that will be completed online. The UVM clubs page. Last year was a two-step process. We thought that this led to a lot of missing items, just a lot of confusion. Now we're condensing it to one form. You'll choose between a credit card purchase or a purchase order purchase, and this form is called FY23 SGA spending request form. We'll go over this more in the how to make a purchase slide deck. And then just some basics. You must obtain spending approval from the SGA Finance Office before making any purchases or making agreements / arrangements with vendors, and only club signers will be authorized to make these purchases or submit spending requests on their club's behalf. Unauthorized spending, you must receive spending approval. If you don't get spending approval, you will become personally liable for this spending. Your club will have to make up this money. We could take it out of your budgeted funds, and your club will have to make up this money elsewhere. So what constitutes unauthorized spending? Spending without a PO authorization, approval, or an allocation. Hiring without consulting the finance office. You cannot hire students, and you cannot have outside accounts such as GoFundMe, Venmo, or personal bank accounts for the club. This could be subject to 25% penalty from your fundraised fund. Frozen accounts. So this means if you do unauthorized spending several times. You cannot access the money from either the budget or fundraised account. Accounts will be frozen if a club has insufficient balance in accounts or overdraws in accounts, fails to repay petty cash, defaults on a loan, no longer is in good standing by the Club Affairs Committee standards, unauthorized spending, has not completed mandatory UVM clubs forms. To unfreeze an account, you have to rectify the issue in which has caused your account to be frozen, and you will have to meet with me and or Bethany. And we're done.